Hundreds of demonstrators have marched on BHP's mine near Roxby Downs in an effort to disrupt its operations. Vowing to protest peacefully, they've hit out at the massive police response as overkill.
Protesters from across the country and overseas marched under the watchful eye of police. Dressed as zombies, the activists walked 2 kilometres along the highway to the mine's entrance, which they've nicknamed the Gates of Hell.
Roxby's going down! Roxby's going down!
Despite being manned by officers, the gates couldn't keep this tiny protester out.
We try to prevent our children's future from being like this. Symbolic of the fact that if we don't stop this sort of mining and stuff, then we're basically the living dead.
We want this place shut down in 2 years, and all the people affected by it to be compensated.
Well, we're intending to be here for the long haul. We do have an agreement with the traditional owners of the land on which we operate.
Police say there haven't been any violent confrontations and they're happy with behaviour so far.
We are trying to negotiate with all parties to ensure that everybody gets a win-win result.
Live now to Stacey Lee. Stacey, what's planned for tomorrow?
John, the activists will hold a workshop on the nuclear industry and they're also planning more protests, but those details are yet to be finalised. Police won't be far away. While they haven't made any arrests yet, they have issued a number of defect notices on cars that have been entering the campsite. John?
Thanks, Stacey. An infection outbreak.
To other news now, and protesters have clashed with police near the BHP mine near Roxby Downs. The activists attempted to shut down operations by lighting a fire, blocking the road to the mine. As dawn broke, a breakfast bonfire began.
Would you like a pancake?
Police watched as about 60 protesters set up a cordon on the main road to the BHP mine. The activists had a clear message about the transportation of uranium.
We're blocking the road, saying, look, this stuff can't go through our roads.
But it didn't work. The mining giant used alternative routes and it was business as usual.
We've had a shift change this morning and operations are continuing as normal at the mine.
As the day went on, the numbers grew and so too did the tension. The protesters attempted to move a large block of replica uranium onto the road, but police were quick to respond. These pictures provided by the activists show it being confiscated by officers. A woman was also spoken to by police after she was caught driving on the Crown land without a licence.
The issue seems to be about driving the vehicle, just driving the vehicle around this area here at the moment.
The increasing police presence didn't seem to faze some members of the group who say they're committed to a peaceful outcome.
And Stacey Lee is there. Stacey, what's the latest?
Jess, 7 News has obtained more amateur pictures of that confrontation between police and protesters earlier today. The vision shows police throwing demonstrators on the ground as they attempt to bring in the uranium cake. The activists have accused officers of being heavy-handed, but police say they've been extremely patient and tolerant with the protesters, who were told continuously that props weren't allowed on the road. So far, there have been no arrests or injuries reported. And Jess, as you can see behind me, the protesters are still here on the road and we're told they don't have any plans to leave anytime soon.
Thanks, Stacey. Police are investigating.
Thanks, Gertie. There have been more heated clashes between protesters and police at Roxby Downs, with officers moving in to extinguish a campfire on a road. Police have been accused of menacing demonstrators, a claim the force has denied.
In the dark, cold night, tempers flared. Officers moved in on a campfire that had been lit on a public road 17 hours earlier in protest against the transportation of uranium.
I have reasonable cause to believe that an offence, namely damaging roadway, is being committed, and I direct you all to move forthwith.
Obviously it takes a while to pack up a camp, so it was pretty hectic. We thought they were going to trample us with their horses.
Get those animals off those horses! Multinational forces! Get those animals off those horses!
A CFS crew was brought in to extinguish the flames, which infuriated the protesters.
Walk the line and come and join us!
The CFS started putting out our sacred fire on the road, and we were forced away from our campsite.
At the same time, police entered another camping area further up the road.
It was just really confusing and bizarre and didn't seem to have any apparent purpose except for intimidation.
Police have denied that's the case.
You can see that we've been most tolerant and patient with the protesters so that they can have their point of view.
Eventually, the standoff ended peacefully. No arrests were made and there were no reported injuries.
And Stacey Lee is live at the campsite. Stacey, are protesters still there?
John, as you can see, there's still a few left here, but the majority have packed up and gone home already. Those who do remain are just doing final checks and making sure they clean up rubbish from the campsite. Heavy rain earlier today has created a headache for some protesters who were planning on heading further north for more action near Lake Eyre, but possible closures on outback roads means that might not be possible. John?
Thanks, Stacey. Taking